now when you're working with someone like this, your partner, this isn't gonna be a full lesson, so first of all, you're gonna ask them to put their head in your hand. So, and for those of you that it's still new, parent, whatever, just make sure you're comfortable and that the ear is, again, around the finger. It's okay.
No, it's good.
So, you want that there. So, now with that, I'm only gonna take my one hand and I'm just feeling her weight transfer. And as you can see, I'm hardly doing anything here, right? I'm not doing, I'm just here with my hand. Literally, that's all I was doing, like with Sarah. Another thing you might notice, now again, could be you. Okay, maybe you don't have a lot of weight on the inside of your palm there. So maybe adjust your arm a little bit so her head can feel maybe differently. It all depends on what you're working on. I'm going for the angle because I'm working with her upper thorax. Now, Emmy's got a great back, so you'll be able to see it nice and clear. She's got a nice neck, whereas mine, I lose all that. So what we're starting to do now is just a light rotation above the spine, but as I do this, I'm lightly pulling, in a sense, her head, her neck, whatever is your imagery. So this is my pull. So excuse me for a second. So what I'm doing here is just this. So I'm pulling
Under the head.
yeah. No, but no, you're going away. Same thing. This is the same thing. See the rotation? Yeah. Sorry. Now some of my fingers go below or above. When I'm like this, my fingers get pulse, temperature, movement, all of the above. But I might, let's say, only be working with my ring and my middle finger, right? So that's why I think some people too are like, are you below the spine? But you know what I mean? I might be below but let's say I'm just doing the thumb. To me, this is like, I just saw someone do it the other day for the first time. I feel like I'm playing the harp. Girl was playing the harp, which is pretty good for a high school student. And I was like, oh, that's what I do. Ah, now her head's starting to make movements. Do you feel it? Mm-hmm. Again, very subtle. Now for some of you, if you get a little tired, can I have a thing there? Just the light one, yeah. If you feel, especially if you're working with the guys, then adjust it if you.
Notice her hand on the back. Stuff that you're going over, sorry.
Don't listen to him. Give me back your head.
No.
So see, if you find you're getting too much, that you're lifting too much,
Yeah.
just adjust it with foam.
So, but why same? Just a moment.
Because I'm going after the buoyancy, so I'm trying to. So if I did something like this,
Okay.
which is again is a valid move, but most people right now, if I taught you this, you'd be ripping someone's head off. But also what I'm after is, what I'm going to just start doing now is I'm going to lightly glide her head back, but I'm pushing in towards the wall. Now this, again, looks like I'm doing jack all, but it's very, you start getting the short neck and stuff, you're doing way too much. She's making adjustments. Is your head comfortable? Ask someone, if you start to feel your hand heavy or whatever, or especially too if you're shaking, adjust, because they're gonna feel like, you know.
Now it's rotation. No?
It's always rotation. Same is still rotation when you're pulling up, right? All I'm doing right now is I'm looking for this, just like I did with Sarah.
What is rotation?
So her rotation is like this through her system. What this does is pushing open a door, right? My head has to become independent from the spine to push the door open. I'm telling you right now, low tone, high tone kids do not have that independent function. I'm coming here, right? Those kind of movements. I'm going to crawl, right? I go for extension of my head and make those movemts. Getting out of the car, right? All of that are these movements. But this is the beginning of it, and what we're looking for is to separate thank you so much. So I think that's just enough right before lunch. We're just gonna start off with some nice gentle touch. We'll do what we can till noon. Oh, and by the way, where is this gonna go? So still very slowly go to roll on your back. Now she's doing it, look with her head. Now come back. Let that head go. Let that not. Let that head go. Let that head go. Look, see the difference? That's what a baby would be doing. She wants to see where she's going. Right? So again, that's where that movement, she needs to know where she's in space there. Now she's really coming out now. That's eventually what you'll get. Eventually. For some of you, it might be 3 weeks. So don't sit there in 2 minutes going, yeah, but her back's not doing. Take it easy, guys. Right now, this is all I want. Remember, if your client can't do this, they can't do this. And this is where, to answer your question, Craig, that suddenly she's getting quicker. Because she can handle that momentum with stability versus instability. If she can't if a system can't, that's a good quote, if a system can't handle the momentum because they go unstable, no different than being at Rascal Flats and whatever and trying to get the most out of a car. If they can't handle that torque and momentum, the car will break down or the rocket will break down. There's no difference with the human body. They have to be able to initiate the movement. If they can't initiate it with stability, they're not going into changing the momentum of the movement. So just because someone is slow, doesn't matter, again, if it's an aging adult or if it's a baby, now I'm coming underneath because I'm talking, if they start using a certain momentum and the results are instability, the system will get much slower and they will age very quickly.
They'll always go for stability first before they.
Why, yeah. The brain, it's safety, but that's human mathematics. And that's where, like say, I don't like helmets. So a baby learns, I can roll off the table and bounce and I don't hurt myself. And all of a sudden you take the helmet off. There's one kiddo, I said, you gotta watch him when he's 16. He's gonna go off a cliff, you know, because he had a sense of fearlessness that was just abnormal. Because he had that helmet and he was like, boom, 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 you know. Whereas come here and I'm just gonna start, now this is where it's gonna all depend on your hand placement. You might be more comfortable here. I like the thumb over, I can rest my hand. Don't rest your hand because then you're pulling. I want that. Do we have taffy here? Do you guys know what taffy is?
Luta.
What?
Luta.
Boo-tech?
Taffy.
Luta.
Blue
That-
tack.
You mean like stuff to stick
Stretchy.
posters on there?
No, like a taffy, like a candy, like that pulling that you do, like the sugar.
toffee.
Like math
Okay.
floss.
Sugar floss.
Or candy floss?
No.
So, but I'm not doing this, see where I'm not laying
Like the
on here.
toffee,
and going.
caramel toffee, they call it toffee? Or?
So you see that? I'm not doing that. My hand is up off the table and I'm doing the light there.
Your back
Again, what?
twisting or back?
Try to lift the nose higher.
No. What I'm looking for is this,
Okay.
right? So if I were to look at you, right? So if you, so like right now, we'll just pick on Quinn, right? So do you see where Quinn is at? You see where she's here? That mechanism is just not in her system. Do you see the difference of just that?
Yeah.
And that's where too, I always say, I can tell a typical child or not typical at age 2, because a typical child's gonna be like, my mommy just went to the bathroom and she bounced her check, you know, and they do this tilt.
Yeah.
Whereas a child that's having problems, especially with autism, very up, horizontal or vertical, but you'll not get this, please, that kind of, or that, these little tilts. That does not show up with children that are having delays. So I'm just here on the nose. Again, I'm not resting here where I'm just doing this. I want to bring that quality. And for someone that does have glasses, this would be a great lesson to do with and without to see the difference. Yes, you have to hold the head up, or maybe you have to work with the head in a different position because of the glasses going around the ear. Contacts too are going to affect the buoyancy.
And your second hand is support.
I'm cupping under your ear because of the long neck. If I'm back out here, see, I'm not getting the neck support that I need. So it's just a little bit more in, but so my fingers are way underneath the jaw. For face proportions, your face, hand, palm, top of eyebrows is your face proportions. Right, so you're way over, see me versus you're way over where you have the long hands, right? But if I'm working on someone with like Felipe, if he puts his hand up to me, you know what I mean, like he's a gargantuan. So I've got to stimulate my hands to that proportions of the system. So as I'm doing this light on the nose, I'm just like we doing before, just slightly sliding under the head. Now don't move, she's adjusted to go lean a bit backwards. Notice I'm not propping her, it's okay. It was actually just a challenge. Someone once said a good practitioner wouldn't need to prop kind of thing. And I'm like, well, why am I learning to be average? I just started taking them where they like. So again, I'm just seeing different avenues of movement. Now, if I go to come up to the ceiling, this is not where you go same. See, this is very heavy on her neck, and she comes to a fall. This is where I lightly twist. Not enough to twist off her nose. No, we're not turning a radio dial. We're looking to take a rose and that like it come towards you so you can smell it, not...
So what are you doing with the below hand? You're kind of
Oh, yeah, that's,
This hand?
the below.
Right. It's working in tandem. And now I've done a little bit right at the brim of the nose, and I'm going to come up a little bit. Ah, it's completely different when I touch that skull. Feel the difference? Feel the difference? See now how I can go down? Let's say bridge. Now see again, elongating and coming up. But if I come here to the bone, she's not going right here, no problem. Just that eighth of an inch difference. Maybe she fell on her face and smacked her eyes. Maybe she fell on her face with, there she goes. Her glasses, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she didn't nurse, so she didn't come into, because I'm not feeling that. But it also could be the way she's leaning back. I don't know, but I just know I can improve the movement, the quality of the movements, I go for it. But I get smaller instead of larger with my movements. And then another thing you can do right now is you're just going to come in right to the nasal cavity, a light little twist. Ah, there we go, neck twist. See? I'm just going for the length of the movement, not for how much I can push her back. And I'm going back here, and I don't want her to go so far that if I go back with that, she can't come back forward. And then I'm going to go down, there she goes, all around the nose. See how she's just following me. I'm not letting her fall. It's not sorry, I'm exaggerating. And now too, another nice technique we're going to just add into this. See how nicely my fingers go right along the eyebrow. Now with me, my eyebrows go below my temple. If I'm down low, see I don't sit on I go a bit below. Fine, it's just an observation. Some people the eyebrow is above. So I'm just looking for more the orbit of the eye. That's it. And now I'm just drawing her like honey. But from all these movements, if you saw me work with Sam, guess what? Now I can start working, bringing her spine to the table. See how nice I can just get her to come back up. Again, I'm not pulling on her head, I'm just letting her. Now this would be a bit harder than I would just come about here just because of the weight of the elbow. I still haven't worked on a weight transfer. But that's where this movement would be. Coming to sitting, getting up, going down. Now if I want, I just come back and I can go right back into that other move. Now look at that. That's a little bit quick, so I have to slow down again because I don't want her to fall. But right now she's so loose, she's just going with it. See, I'm touching her. See, she's not coming. She's helping me, but she's. But
So you.
but this is where the kids get excited. They start bouncing when they can do it. It's the same thing. See it? She just. And I can do the same movement we just showed on the nose, right on the profiles. And they're just doing a light twist. Back of the spine. And I start, as she gets lighter, I can start moving the head. So right now, again, we're just gonna go a good 10 minutes, just work on that nose, your touch, trying along, pulling movement from her body, whatever is your visualization. But again, if I say look at the lights, do we do this? Right? Or does she do, this is what a kid will do. And so with a child, then they can sit around it. I can watch the light. I can watch the light. That's what I was doing with Sam, right? Where he was washing my face versus light face. See how that's a fall? Versus, again, I can reach and move around it. Keep my eye on the prize. And that's where doctors say, well, he's just not interested in anything. Like I said, they're moths. They go after lights, fans. They go out, like, what do you mean you're not giving him something of interest?